Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Dr. Aftab for the program Innovative Pakistan with Dr. Aftab. And today we are going to discuss on a very, very important topic, and that is mathematics. Many people are afraid of this subject, but I'm sure that after this discussion, you will not be afraid anymore. And we are really delighted to have very honorable guests with us today, including Professor Muhammad Sajid. He is a professor of mathematics in Islamic International University, and Dr. Mehmood. He is associate professor of mathematics in Islamic International University. So we welcome our both guests in the studio.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So we start this program with the journey of our guests. So first we would like to ask them that why they have specifically chosen these subjects of mathematics, because most of I'm also a scientist but a biologist, and we were very much afraid of mathematics during our matriculation and afterwards. But these are the people who have completed their PhD in mathematics. So we will be very happy to know their own journey, starting from their early education, and also why they have specifically chosen the mathematics over other subjects, and what specific area they are working right now. So we'll start with Professor Sajid. Let's listen his journey.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to share my views on mathematics particularly, and my journey, how I reached there. So I started my career from the government schools. So the teacher who taught me physics and mathematics particularly from class 6 to 10, I am really thankful to him because he promoted the liking of mathematics in me. So after that, when I started my FSc in pre-engineering, so the initial thought was that I complete my FSc and then I go to join some engineering university to start a career in engineering. But during my study in FSc, I done my FSc and then BSc from Government College Askarmal, Rawalpindi. So I got some good teachers in mathematics.
Right.
So I started developing some interest in mathematics. So when I completed my BSc with double mathematics and physics, it's a very tough to get a BSc degree in double maths and physics from particularly from Punjab University.
Right.
So it is very difficult. So during this journey, I further developed my interest in mathematics. And when I had the option to join my master's degree in any university, so I have got admission in physics, I have got admission in CA at that time as well, and mathematics. So I chosen by interest that I have to go for mathematics instead of physics. However, some people, my seniors and even my parents, guided me to go into physics because there's more opportunities of job in the physics.
Right.
But due to my liking, I chose mathematics. And then during my MSc studies, I devoted myself for mathematics. So I got the gold medal in MSc Mathematics from University of the Punjab in 1995-97 session.
Wow, that's amazing.
And after completing my MSc, soon after completing, I got the opportunity of a job in Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission in the Research Institute of Pakistan Engineering, Pakistan Institute of Nuclear Engineering and Technology, PINSTEC.
Right.
So I started my job in January 99, and I served there for a period of 17 years. And after 17 years, during this period, I have got the study leave and I completed my PhD in mathematics from the Qaid-e-Azam University, and where I have the opportunity of getting teachers like Professor Dr. Asghar Qadir, Professor Dr. Salim Asghar, and Professor Dr. Tasawwur Hayat. So I am really appreciate the efforts of those teachers. They have further developed in me the interest of mathematics. So lately I realized that I have some ability and I love the teaching. So in 2016, I joined the International Islamic University as a professor of mathematics. And during this journey, I have done some research in different areas of mathematics. particularly in the theory of relativity, then in the fluid mechanics, in plasma physics, and in nuclear physics somehow. So I have some expertise in these fields, and that's how I came here. And during this, I also want to share that I am an associate of the International Center for Theoretical Physics at Italy, and also I have won the Salam Prize in Mathematics on the name of Professor Dr. Abdul Salam.
Nice.
And I have been awarded Tamga Imtiaz by the government of Pakistan in 2010.
Wow, that's so amazing journey, and you have done a lot of work in area of mathematics. So what I have got is mainly from your teachers who actually developed your interest in your early education, and later on you got very talented professors. I know all those big names in mathematics, so they further, I think, polished your skills and developed your further interest in mathematics. So most of the time when we ask from somebody that why you have specifically gone in that particular field, so it's mainly from the teachers who actually nurture them and who develop the interest of the student. So this is the journey from Professor Sajid. So now we move to Dr. Nayyar. So let's listen his journey of starting his early education in mathematics and how he has developed the interest.
Thank you so much. Actually, my story is quite some different, and it can be a very good motivation for those who do not like in the early classes mathematics, but later they have developed
like
good interest and perform very well. And I also got my early education from government schools, and up till my matriculation I was not much I was good but not excellent or performing very well in mathematics. But in my after my matriculation I got admission in Sultana Foundation, where I did ICS. That was in that time ICS was very famous intermediate with computer science.
Right.
And I started with it with the subject mathematics, statistics, and computer science. And basically that was a turning point that I got some very excellent teachers.
Right.
In mathematics and statistics, as well as computer and programming. And my favorite subjects were these three subjects in that, and due to that teachers I was very involved in learning and understanding mathematics. And after that I got some position in that institute, and then I further go for my BSc in double math stats from Asghar Mal College, same college from
Nice.
Sajid is BSc, and then I performed very good there. And after that I further continue my master's MSc from Asghar Mal College, and mainly my interest was developed to like subject functional analysis and topology, and this subject seems very difficult for most of the people, but my favorite these were my favorite subjects, and I got almost 98% marks in these, specifically this subject, which was assumed very excellent at that time due to its difficulty level. After that, I did my MPhil from Qaidar University, and where I did not find the subject, and I did my MPhil in algebra, because there was no teacher available in this field of topology and functional analysis. And then I started my job in some good universities. And after 5 years, I have decided and found very good professor Akbar Azam in ComStats, and I started my PhD in 2012 and completed in 2015. And after that, I have joined IIUI, and basically this was a good motivation for those who do not like mathematics in early school time, but later they become fond of that. And now I'm working in the field of theory of fractional differential equations, topology, and functional analysis, specifically topological fixed point theory. And this is
So I'm sure nobody will understand what exactly is that. So like we mostly understand through some of the examples. So can you please elaborate what are the practical implications so people could understand what exactly this field is?
okay. Basically, this is related to the analysis. You know, analysis is the most important in every field.
Right.
Like in your field, also analysis is very important.
Mhm.
Similarly, in mathematics, when we formulate some formulas to solve some problems, for example, most of the problems are to solve in the equations, because when we transform the real life problem in mathematics, they become some kind of equation.
Okay.
They can be differential equation, integral equation, linear equations, non-linear, algebraic, or whatever. They becomes the equation, and the problem arises when we will try to solve them. And to solve them, we need some analysis, deep analysis, whether they are solvable, are we able to solve them, how many solution would be able to find, and these are the basic questions which can be handled through mathematical analysis. So this is basically mathematical analysis related to mathematical analysis.
Okay,
And,
that's nice. So let's talk a bit about the history of mathematics. I think before going into the discussion why mathematics education is important, especially if we start in the early education, there is a lot of emphasis on the STEM education. So we'll discuss in detail. But before going into that discussion, I think it's important that we should know at least a bit about the history of mathematics, when it started and how it improved gradually and where we are right now. So I would like to ask to Professor Sajid to elaborate a bit about history of mathematics.
So, from a layman perspective, whenever the word mathematics come in front of us, we thought about some numbers, some figures, or some relations. But mathematics is more beyond it.
Right.
So, the 5,000 years history of the mankind, the written history of the mankind. So the mathematics started from the observations in the Mesopotamians time period. So we can find some tablets of some mathematical equations and that. So roughly the human being at that time started observing the you can say the sky in the night. So they see many stars. So they start observing and recording the appearance of that stars, their time and space locations. So they started collecting data. So at that time there were three subjects that were developing: the astronomy, the medicine, and the chemistry. So those were three subjects which started the scientific journey of the humankind. So at that time the people were thinking of an earth-centered universe, because they thought that the earth is in the center and everything is around it. So this go on around 2000 years. Then at the Greeks' time, the mathematical principles started there. For example, the Euclid have written a book, The Elements of the Euclid, on the Euclidean geometry. Then there's a Pythagoras theorem that is still used in the navigation systems today.
Wow.
So these were the initial works in the Greeks' times. Then there were a time period of the Muslim scientists, but the major development in the mathematics started after the Renaissance in Europe. So you can see that at that time, the time of Galileo and the Newton. So when Newton gave his laws of motion, so he needed some mathematics to express those laws of motion in the form of the equations. So he saw the mathematics available at that time, and he concluded that the available mathematics is not sufficient to express the laws of motion. So he invented calculus to describe his laws of motion. And then these laws of motion were used for the prediction of the planets and the solitary system. So later on, there were other subjects like Riemannian geometry develops, and they said that the principles of Euclid, which was thought true for the 2000 years, the fifth postulate of the Euclid was not correct in the curved space-time. So the Riemannian geometry somehow used in the explanation of the theory of relativity given by the Einstein. Similarly, Dr. Nair was talking about his subject analysis. So Hilbert spaces were a very important part of the analysis. So David Hilbert developed those Hilbert spaces that were completely used to describe the quantum mechanics these days. So in some cases, the already existing mathematics help the physics or the science to explain it, and sometimes the people require to develop some new mathematics to explain the physical ideas. So this is, I have very briefly explained that how the mathematics have taken journey throughout the history for the last 5,000 years.
So that's excellent. So thank you so much for elaborating it in such a short time. So now going to Professor Nair. So there is one sentence which is often used in our universities that mathematics is the mother of all sciences. It's just a sentence, or there is a reality that mathematics is the mother of all sciences?
This is a reality. Basically, while if you are doing work in biology, and you also need mathematical calculations and mathematics. It means you have, if you are doing some experiments,
right,
you know how many quantity I required to perform the experiment, and these are all, how much volume or how much area you need to work out. These are all related with mathematics. Even not only this, but also nowadays, even our social sciences, social issues can be transformed into mathematical equation. For example, you can find many mathematical models of love stories of Laila, Majnu and others. Like you can Google it and you can find many published work related
Really?
to, yeah.
So
You-
that's
you
so
can-
strange.
Yeah, no, you can check it. Like these are, even you can transform a mathematical model of love triangle, and these are already published model in very prestigious journals.
Wow.
And this is like, if you explore, actually, when student can in their first semester for BS, they always said, "Sir, what are the application?" I just said them, when you born, did you start talking in English? Or you wake up and start walking? Not, of course. You
It's not
have
possible,
to,
yeah.
you have to learn how to walk, how to speak, how to understand, so that I mean, to apply the mathematics, we need a very good understanding and good level of mathematics to implement in many situations and in many models, including like very latest AI and even machine learning models are also based on mathematics and statistics. So this sentence is definitely true, that mathematics is the mother of all subjects.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining it. So I think one other thing which is very much lacking in most of the developing countries is the focus on the STEM education. I met with one of the person, his name was Bruce Alberts. He was the president of American National Academy of Sciences, and also he was the advisor to Barack Obama at that time. So I was lucky to have multiple meetings with him.
Yes.
And then we had like discussion, and he said that in US we have a great priority on STEM education. So if I explain it, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And now it's like people mostly says we should not only focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So they have added one more word in it, that is STEAM. So they have added A. So it's science, technology, arts, engineering, and mathematics. So we also have to arts. That's also very important. So for any country, we have like seen the development which is going on in United States, and a lot of innovation is happening there. If we talk about the most innovative countries according to World Economic Forum for the last, I became member in 2012, and since then I'm following them. And for the last more than 12 years, US is one of the countries who is in the top 10 in the most innovative countries of the world. And for that, Professor Bruce Selber, he used to say that we have quite a focus on STEM in United States. Still, he used to say that we should have even more focus on STEM in US. And that's also true in most of the other like European countries. I had the interaction with many professors there, and they were of different subjects, and they also explained that no, the world, if we have to improve any country, is not only in innovation, but also if we have to improve the economy of any country, then we have to focus on STEM. And mathematics is one of the very important component of that STEM education. So what do you think, what is the current status of STEM in Pakistan, and how we can improve it in our country? I know like the current situation is not that good. If we talk specifically, I know like other component to some extent, like science, technology, where we are standing in science and technology and innovation. But what is specifically about the mathematics?
Okay, before coming to your question, I just want to add a few things what you have asked to Dr. Nair. Every scientific theory, we call a theory to be a scientific theory if it has some mathematical structure. So, because you are a biologist, so I want to inform you that I am also working in blood flows and the movement of the microorganisms. Right. So I have published some work in the biology journals. So there is an integration between the subjects at this level. Right. Unfortunately, the question you are asking about STEM is that the government of Pakistan is working on this aspect from last 10 years, but their focus is not that much, because you need some money or budget to develop this integration. Unfortunately, we don't have the industrial linkages in our higher education institutes at the moment. We are lacking there. So then the lacking is because there is no industry that have some linkages with the universities, and this is not on the priority of the government as well. So they are not giving much budget. So the important part of mathematics that is integrated in STEM is only possible if sufficient amount of budget is given to the universities, so that they can, and they also give some roadmap to the higher education institutes. Right. Unfortunately, there is no roadmap available from the Ministry of Education or from the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan to the universities, so that they can develop something to strengthen this STEM activity in Pakistan. So first of all, we need some heavy budget, because our problem is that we utilize some budget and we start expecting some very high level output of that within a very short period of time. So the scientific development is a longer process. So you need to invest for a longer period of time to get some benefits. So this is not at the moment is not the priority of the government or the Education Ministry of Pakistan, right, in my opinion.
So what we have seen that not many students now are having interest in science, and especially if we talk about the mathematics. Like if we see that schools during the matriculation, afterwards there is if they have to go to for the FSC, and afterwards if we specifically talk about the mathematics and other science subjects. So overall, we have seen that there is a decline in interest of so many people. uh, especially in the science subject. So, Dr. Negi, what do you think that how we can develop the interest of the students in science subjects? That's one thing, and especially if we talk about the mathematics. So, how
Yes.
we can, just like you people were motivated by your teachers. So, there is a role of teachers and beyond teachers, if we talk, then what we should do, like we should develop the interest of the students.
Thank you. This is very interesting, and I think most one of the most demanding question.
Mhm.
Uh, Actually, the problem is what is the destiny of education.
Right.
For example, if you ask some student, what do you want to become? You
Mhm.
will see some major things like engineer, doctor, and this and this. And which steps he will follow? He just decides first. He decide I will become the engineer.
Mhm.
Then he will go through that path, whatever. The problem is we don't have integration of mathematics with other subjects, and that is most important, which can elaborate and which can motivate the students to work in mathematics. Like for example, if we are talking about latest technologies or latest scientific improvement like machine learning and AI, it is mostly based on mathematics and statistics. And we did you ever listen from anyone that if he or she would like to come and AI or to work in AI or AI engineer or whatever kind of the person want to learn machine learning, they will not go through the path of mathematics. They will go
Yeah.
from definitely from computer science. But if you see what they are doing and what they are using, subjects are basically calculus, linear algebra, probability theory, and Bayesian statistics, and which are totally based on mathematics. Basically, we should elaborate the importance of mathematics in different forums so
Mhm.
that student can understand the importance of mathematics. Uh, I met your last guest, which came from US, Dr. Farwa, I think.
Marwa.
Marwa. She was in some university in US. I asked her a question
Yes,
that
he is from Stanford University.
Stanford University, and
Mhm.
I asked her a question related to this. That what are the do you see anything that or feel that the students are not going to the natural sciences?
Mhm.
She said no. She said, when I become some bored in biology, I start computational biology
Mhm.
because they are integrated.
Right.
They
Mhm.
have some other flavors.
Mhm.
You mean
True.
we have also started some flavors related to machine learning and AI in mathematics,
Mhm.
but it will take some time to implement or whatever. But this is the main reason that people do not have some like importance of mathematics in some
So
way.
you're right. Yeah, we have to go for more integration, as both of you have discussed that integration is very important. And this is the era in which there is a lot of focus of the whole world on interdisciplinary research. If we are biology, like researchers, we have to go towards bioinformatics and computer sciences and biology, and then
Yes.
mathematics or biology. Similarly, for the engineering, for the AI, for the robotics, whatever you are talking about, there is a need of more integration, and we should discuss all these things together. And research should also be more focused towards interdisciplinary, so it could be more applicable in different subjects. So that's very important. So we'll continue the discussion after the news break, and we'll discuss more towards what is the interest of the students, why there are more boys they are coming towards mathematics, and also something about the curriculum of mathematics how we can improve it. So we'll continue our discussion. Stay tuned with us.